Welcome back to our chess combination series, and today we have an amazing example from two Soviet grandmasters in the year 1945. Right after World War II was over, we had Alexander Kotov playing black, and poor Alexander did not get to defend against Mr. Tolush, who was white here. So Tolush, Alexander Tolush, was the coach and second of Boris Spassky, the later world champion. But at this time, he was also a player himself. And the two words that come up when I try to describe this game and the combination that's going to arise is wrecking ball. Everything in Black's camp is getting wrecked. His house is getting demolished by the white pieces coming their way. Now, obviously, right now, the bishops are already doing a great job. Obviously, the file really helps with that. But there are many attacks that are ruined even from such positions. Because if you don't know how to finish the attack, they're going to take off that bishop. They're still up one piece, and your king isn't exactly saved himself. So I'm going to give you 3 seconds to try and finish with this next combination that put Mr. Kotov away. So we're white. We're trying to destroy and wreck everything in their house. Ready? Feel free to pause the video. Three. And if you said rook takes g8, you are correct. Good job. Okay, what's the point here? So we're getting rid of the king's best defender because it turns out knights actually protect good squares. Even bad knights protect good squares. Okay, if you try to push the pawn right away, queen takes f7 isn't so convincing, even if you free up this guy. Bishop takes h7 is a little on the slow side, right? So they may have time to defend, they can take on f6, and their king is wide open later on, and who knows what's going to happen. No, we don't have time for that. We need to hurry. Kaboom! Wrecking ball. The wrecking ball comes and explodes everything in Black's camp, starting with the knight, but we don't stop there, okay? Then we're coming for your pawn too. We're coming for everything. Kaboom! Another sacrifice. What's going on here? Can they pick it up? Can they pick up my sacrifice? No. We wanted the king here so we could get him into a nice, cozy mating net. And you can't run away because king f8, queen takes h7. Okay. So then the question is, can they run away here? Because they definitely can't run away there. That doesn't look safe to live in at all. Probably just bishop check, f7, and queen h8, something like that. So this looks completely winning, which is why he decided on king f8. The king starts to run away, and we keep chasing. This time we're chasing the g8 square. Okay. You could try to block with the queen, but probably queen h6 finishes the deal because after king e8, you can't run away very far. Bishop g6, game over, right? So he tries to run how he can. He tries to throw the knight away. He says, maybe if I give you the knight, maybe my rook can come in, and maybe your king is in trouble, and maybe we can, also get my rook in there to try and defend somehow. No, it only helps the bishop, as you'll see later on. Boom. Pick up the knight with check. He has to block now, and we keep chasing. At this point, we're just king hunting. The next part of the combo is just king hunting. Everything is very forcing. We just come for this poor guy. He cannot run here. Too many light square problems. He can't get on this diagonal. He has to run to dark squares. But wait a second. Loose pieces drop off. And this bishop is as loose as any I've ever seen. Okay, he has trouble keeping himself connected to the black pieces, and that's the reason why we're going to take him. If the king tries to run forward, let's say king to d6, right? Probably queen here followed by bishop here, and bishop here will be enough. So let's take a look at it. Ready? Check. You try to help? Check. You try to help? Check. There is no more helping. Okay. And so at this point, Kotov said, okay, you know what? Fine, you can have my bishop. But even if you have him, I'm still doing all right because I get your bishop, right? So now I'm up at exchange. And he is. It's true. He got rid of the light square bishop. There is only one attacker. Or wait a second, there is still a bishop. And the rook is coming in. So it's actually not just one attacker. Kotov was wrong. It turns out that White's army is more ready than ever to strike, and this king has nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, because there is no pawn cover nearby. Let's see how the game ended. Check, check, keep chasing, and we force him to g6, because if he tries to go for g8, it doesn't really help, considering rook check. He has to run into the corner to save the queen, and bye-bye. Okay, I told you no pawn cover, and there are two major pieces on the board, including the queen. That's game over. There is no surviving that in chess. All right. For that reason, he tries to run the other way. He tries to run to g6, but king hunting is still king hunting. We can still chase him, this time with the pawn. All right, that's a nice clearance idea. More wrecking ball stuff. Because if you try to go for this, we wrecked the f4 square for our queen. Okay, so she can come in too after check, here, check, runs mate. Okay, for that reason, poor Kotov said, oh, I can just run here right away, but doesn't help. Check. He has to run there because otherwise he gets mated. So he runs to g7, check. He keeps on running, and here's where black resigns. So why did Kotov resign? First of all, he could run over here, but I don't believe he can survive the bishop check. Second of all, he can run over there, but more checks coming. Checks incoming, wrecking ball incoming, and checkmate. Thank you very much. Okay. The reason for all this is, like I said, the king had no cover. We wrecked all of his cover. We destroyed the knight, we destroyed the pawn on h7, and we didn't shy away from sacrifices, right? We gave up anything, including our wrecking balls on h7 and the rook on g1, just to open him up. That's a part of any perfect or beautiful combination. I hope you get to try that too.